If you're a fan of like 80s B movies or 80s fantasy films, you might enjoy this. Great as this movie is, I feel like this is either going to be a hit or miss with you. I think it really just depends on your taste and your patience. Written and directed by Isaiah Saxton, this is his directorial debut, I believe. Stars Helena Zengel, Finn Wolfhard, the kid from Stranger Things, Willem Dafoe, and Emily Watson. So this is an original fantasy, ooh, it's bright outside, about a tiny island in the Dead Sea, I believe they said, Carpathian, somewhere up in there. And there are these like primate koala-looking things that live in the woods and in the caves called the Ochi. So this is about a girl named Yuri. Yuri lives with her dad and her adopted brother, if you will. And her dad is kind of the leader of the people who hunt the Ochi. Because this is, again, a vicious primate that takes out livestock. Its bite is deadly. And, they have reason to fear the Ochi. And little girl Yuri is kind of out of place. Cinematically speaking, she looks like a girl raised by her dad. She doesn't quite know what to do with her clothes. She doesn't know what to do with her hair. She doesn't really have much guidance. And her dad, who is obsessed with hunting the Ochi, is also obsessed with, having these troop of boys that he can raise and lead. And she doesn't really fit into that. She's kind of in the background. Very different from her father. We're kind of given this image in the beginning of her being very soft and light and gentle. She ends up befriending an injured baby Ochi while she's out checking traps and decides she's going to return this baby to its home. So this is a quest, if you will, a mission she's on, and it's at odds with her father, who has decided he's going to go rescue his daughter. But the thing about her dad is that he's a bit of a fabulist, a liar to the extreme, in that he is always trying to make himself look bigger and badder than he actually is. But his children see right through him, and his daughter has kind of had enough. I like that. I enjoyed that very much. I'm not going to lie. Okay, I'll get over the brightness. Very nostalgic. It has a very nostalgic quality to it. It looks like an 80s film. I mean, even the puppetry. There's a lot of puppetry in this. Looks very 80s. And I think because the entire aesthetic falls into that mold, you kind of believe it and you buy it. The production design is something else. But it's the puppetry that really just, hits me. Because you don't see that anymore. You're not seeing, you'll see people in suits, if you will, controlling suits. But you're not going to see too many, small puppets, being controlled and whatnot. They don't even do Yoda as a puppet anymore. It's completely CGI. So we have a little bit of something old, something new. We have this old school puppetry that's kind of gone the way of the dodo, if you will. And the newer, CGI, matte paintings and whatnot combined to give us this very old, back to basics cinema feel. It's a very simple movie, little over an hour and a half long, moves very well. I think our lead actress, she's fantastic. There's just a lot of emotion. She doesn't say a whole lot, but it's all in her face. And that kind of tracks with the Ochi, who speak with emotions. Kind of that's how they communicate. And she kind of finds herself really relating to this lost, injured baby who's separated from its family. Even though she lives with her dad, her mom is somewhere else, and she's kind of been living under this lie that her dad has been telling about her mom. She can relate to that distance. The intentionality with the color, having her in yellow, this innocence that she kind of bears, and then she sheds that for a hot minute when the wool is, pulled off of her eyes, and she starts to see things for what they really are, but then she puts it right back on. Old school. They don't do stuff like that no more. It's hot. I liked it. I was supposed to see that, I think, Friday. It's been a long weekend. I'm tired. I got a runny nose. And I think I can still breathe through both nostrils. We don't even know. But I finally got to see it today. I wanted to see it before the month ended. I'm proud of myself. Yeah, I liked it. For me, it's about a 7.5 to 8 out of 10. I have nothing negative to say about it. I think this movie had a very clear objective, not just in terms of plot, story, the goal of the main character, but also in the aesthetic and what this director wanted this movie to look like. And I think he succeeded. I have nothing bad to say.